Well, hello everybody, and welcome to my birthday here on October 31st, 19, oh, you almost got me. Anyway, today is October 31st, 2021, and this is G Bears Off-Grid Ways. We're out in the garden house because this is what I did for my birthday. First I got up, then I went downtown, then I hung out at the drugstore. Oh, no, wait a minute, that was a Cheech and Chong thing. Anyway, no, what I did was I got up, I had my breakfast, I went out and fed the chickens, and I didn't collect eggs today, I'll collect them tomorrow. But then I had a visit from my neighbor Roger, and we talked about different things, so that took up some time. But then I went in the house and I had already started on it. I was making some Caldine. It's spelled K-A-L-D-I-N-E, all one word, Caldine. And what that translates to is it's a Portuguese kale soup. And there's a whole bunch of different variations to it. I like mine with the pork neck bones because this is like one of those poor laborer type meals where they needed a lot of energy, a lot of protein to work hard all day long and put in long hours for low wages. And Caldine was the way to go because you make a big pot of it, like a 5-gallon pot of it, and most of the time they would eat it every day and just serve it with some nice Portuguese bread or French bread or something like that. And the bread was just for dipping. You just dip that in the juice of the soup and absorb that up as you were eating. But it was also a filler. So anyway, I made a big pot of that, and boy, it smells really good in my cabin. So I had to come out to the garden and start doing some stuff out here. And one of the things I did was I got my potato sprouts all put in this section of the garden over here. And you can see them coming up there, and there's a couple of rows go almost over to that potted plant there. That's a peach tree. Sorry. Anyway, then I decided, well, I got my compost here, and I said I want to get my garlic in because garlic is a fall planting item, and then it sprouts up when it's ready in the spring. And then a little later on from there, you end up with garlic. So, planting garlic. You plant the individual cloves, you break them apart from a clove like this. And you plant them 3 inches deep and 6 inches apart. So that's 6 inches apart this way and 6 inches apart this way. So there'll be another row right down the center. But I got that first row into place so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And then I dug the furrow on this side to put the next row in, and you can see how I do that. Now, one of the things that I liked was, I remember I said 3 inches deep and 6 inches apart. Well, this little garden tool here, from the center of here to the tip is 3 inches deep. Okay, so I just go down to the handle and scoop, and I've got my 3 inches deep. The wooden part of this handle is 6 inches long. So I can measure 6 inches across for each one as I go along. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Okay, so that makes it easy. Now, I also made a little tool here, and I got my markings, my increments on here that go all the way up to 12 inches. And this is so when you're planting things, you can just dig a burrow, go down to 3 inches, pull out, and you're ready. Now you could drop a garlic clove into that and backfill around it, and then go this way, take it up 6 inches, make another hole, and do the same thing. Okay, another thing about garlic. Garlic does not like company in its garden. Garlic likes to grow by itself. That's why this whole box is dedicated just to garlic. Okay, so there won't be anything else growing in here except garlic. Okay, so here we go. Now, little tip. If you want to grow big garlic, plant big garlic cloves. Okay, so you want a big garlic clove like this one. Now, if your cloves haven't sprouted, there is an older video I did last year to show you how to sprout garlic cloves. These have been sitting around a while in a moist area, and they'll actually start sprouting on their own. Once you see them turning green and the paper coming off of them like that, they're actually ready to sprout. You can see a little point there in the paper. See that little point? That's one of the sprouts trying to push its way out. So these are ready to plant too. Okay, so I got my back row done, and it's 2, 4, 6, 8 across. Okay, so I need 8 big garlic cloves here. Excuse me, let me get you back in sight here. All right, so I got 4, 5, 6, 7. Need one more nice big one. Let's see, where are you? That one looks like a pretty good size one. Okay, so I got 8 here now. So these are ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these down here and just kind of like spread them out so that they're easier to handle when I'm shooting one-handed. Now there's your root side, and there's your point. So that's the way you want to set them in. Put the root side down, and don't push them into the ground because you're already 3 inches deep here. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going and putting the root side down, and I don't have to measure these. I can just put them directly across from the ones I already measured. All right, so we're going to get that one in there, this one in here, this one in here, and this one in here, and I'm missing one. Oh, there he is. He was up on the shelf still. So this one's going to go right here on the end, and that's it. Now these are ready. You can just backfill them just like this. Okay, and don't worry if the sprout is sticking out of the ground or not. It really doesn't matter at this point because these are actually going to sleep for the winter. All right. So I got those in, and I'm going to backfill the back trough here. Make sure that the units are covered so that they can do their bear imitations and hibernate for the winter. All right, so now I've got my front and back rows all done. Oop. Now I'll get my center row done. And see what I mean? How easy this is with a tool that you already know is got the right measurements built on it. Okay. So I won't bore you with planting the next 8 of them there. I've got them all up here, and I had some that were in from last year, and I could replant those, but I'll just drop them in somewhere and see if they take. In the meantime, I'll get 8 big cloves out of this group, something like this, and you see just the green is starting to come just right at the top, and the paper fell right off of this one. So don't worry about planting them with or without papers. It won't matter. They'll do their own thing, and they will grow. All right, so I got that part done. So here's my little shade tree. Look at how big the trunk is already, and I'm gonna have to throw some more soil in there. Oh, by the way, back to the garlic, the fresh compost. Okay, nice compost. You want good compost. my compost pile wasn't ready because didn't get enough rain the last year to keep my compost pile wet, and I didn't want to waste any of my good water wetting it down. So it's just going to have to sit until it breaks down a little bit more through this year with the rains we're going to get, hopefully. All right, so compost is what you want to plant your garlic in. It's really good for the garlic. The garlic loves it. It will take off and go crazy in this stuff. But those of you out, before you even start jumping up and going, where am I going to get compost? I don't have a compost pile. Okay, well, if you're living off grid, you better start a compost pile, because it comes in real handy, and everything that comes out of your garden from one year, anything organic, should go back into your compost pile, so it can go back into your garden in the future. All right, well, I didn't have it, so I had to buy some compost. And you're going to go to the store and you're going to look all over the place for a bag of compost at Home Depot or Lowe's, and nobody's going to have anything that says compost on it. And you're going to go, what in the heck was G-Bear talking about? There's no compost sold here. Well, let me straighten you out on something. Look at my aloe vera, it's not looking good. Anyway, this is compost. All right, raised bed and potting mix, organic plus, OMRI listed, 2 cubic feet. This is about $7 a bag. Okay, this is really good compost. This is Kellogg Organics. You know, I use the Kellogg's garden soil in my garden, and I've always had good results with it. This is Kellogg's Organics, and this is a really good broken down compost, as you could see when I was over there where I was planting my garlic. And just look at the picture, and look, she's planting onions or garlic right there in front of her. So you know darn well this is the right stuff. Of course, she shouldn't be planting it in with all those other plants, because garlic doesn't like company. Garlic likes to be planted alone. All right. So we get that in, and we're going to move back over here. And after I get all the garlic in, I'm going to come through here in water and soak everything down really well. That's why the garden hose is sitting over here. Okay, so this box, I had put in some old potting soil that came out of some pots that, well, let's just say all the nutrients have run out of it, so the plants wouldn't survive in this. So what I'm going to do is what I did over on this end, is I took some of that good compost I just showed you, that Kellogg's compost, and I mixed it in on this side so I can add nutrients back to my soil. And I'm going to open up that other bag that's over there. I'll pull out all these dead plants that are in here. I'll churn this up with my spade, make sure it's all loosened up. Then I'll add this compost to it and churn it one more time and mix that in with the old soil so that I get my nutrients back. Here I've already planted my new kale, because I'm making kale soup in there. I need more kale. My old plants are stripped down here. All I got is that little bit growing on the top of here. So this, the rest of this one, I'm going to pull it out and cut it off down low, and new sprouts will come off of there in the spring. But all this other green is high in vitamin K and iron, and that'll all go in for the chickens. They love it. They just munch away on that stuff. Matter of fact, here's where it's faking out thinking it's spring, and there's some flowering starting here at the top. Of course, I noticed there's a whole bunch of grasshoppers, or what we call locusts, around here that have been jumping on all my greens and eating all my greens. My zucchini is now coming to life at the end of the year. I don't know if I'll ever get any zucchini off of it, but the weather was just not really good for growing plants. My tomato plants, all of a sudden, they're all greening up and looking real happy, and I haven't done anything to them. Okay, my basil here is going to seed, And I got plenty of basil. Of course, my fruit trees are all gone dormant now, except for that one over there and this one over here. This one's starting to lose its leaves, and I'll be scooping all of those up and composting them. And that one over there is still looking healthy, like it still wants to grow some more. So I'm just going to leave it alone, because that'll set down some really strong roots into the ground, which is going to make it want to really come up big and grow me some pears this coming year. Got my cover on my little protector thing here over my tangerine tree, and the other tangerines that are inside of there, or the tangelos and the lemons and that stuff, they're all looking a little ragged, because we've had some heat for the last couple of days. Been getting up in the 80s, and the temperature inside that greenhouse gets over 100, and they all need water in there. The apple trees need water, the cherry tree needs water, all of that stuff. So when I close off this video here in a few seconds, I'm going to get my water going, and I'm going to water everything, and I'm going to show you, so you're not wondering how I get water all the way down here, whether I'm gravity feeding or not. Okay, well, I have a single solar panel up there, and inside this box I've got a battery and a charge controller. So these two units here, these two eye screws, the black is negative, red is positive. So I can just clip on my little pump right here. My Harbor Freight transfer pump is clipped on there. So I got a switch here, and I hit the switch, and hear the pump come on. And I'm going to get down over to that other side real quick here, because there's water coming out of there with the same force that you have at your garden house at home. I did have the valve shut off slightly on here so it'll spray, so it just doesn't build up pressure. But there we go. So I got plenty of water pressure. I give these plants over here some water. And give these garlic over here is going to get watered. I got to get that center row in first though. And my potatoes over there, I already gave them a little bit of water, but the ground is pretty dry right now because of the winds. So I'm going to water this whole garden as soon as I close off this video, and I'm going to get in there and do the fruit trees inside of the greenhouse. Okay, so I could turn this down to a little tiny spray like that also. That's what I like about this. And I can just water little individual plants if I want. In the meantime, I'm going to set that there. Say thank you for joining me today. Don't forget the thumbs up down there. Don't forget to subscribe and share. This is G Bear signing off.